Welcome back to the Art of Basil. Today on Ordinary People Doing Extraordinary Things, I sit down with Addonis Parker, an artist based right here in Miami, Florida. Beyond the art, Addonis brings quick wit, natural humor, and a brilliance that shows up in everything he does. He may have chosen the path of an artist, but it's clear to me that he could have become anything: an astronaut, surgeon, architect, or even a professional athlete. As we sit down with him and you hear his conversation, I think you'll agree the same thing that you're hearing that I heard. An awesome person.
Never an artist. I never been an artist. Or I'm into music too, and poetry, all that. They never get none of that. They don't. It's the furthest thing away from their mind is that I'm a creative. Period. Just that's it. Just being creative, just in general. They do not. Ex-football player, basketball player, sometimes baseball player, bodyguard, security on South Beach or something. First thing I get. I'm everywhere I go. Go in a grocery store, I got people, as soon as I walk in there, got little ladies, like, they start pointing up that, they don't care if I work there or not. Start getting stuff off the top shelf. That's just what it is. That's always been my life. So, and I believe in God, and I believe in every man should serve. And if they're looking for, I hear a lot of people say, I don't know what my purpose. The Bible says your reasonable duty is to be a servant and to serve mankind. I found out many years ago. I was born in Avon Park, Florida, and the same year I was born, we moved to a small town called Ashtabula, Ohio. Oh, it's near the harbor, Ashtabula, Ohio. I grew up there, government housing. Just gonna say that. Just want to go ahead and start there. I think every black man that I know that's successful has started with that stone, if you want to say it, or foundation. I think that's the best way to. We had Jamaicans, Haitians, Indian, Native Americans. We had so many people in that culture. We were all financially in the same bracket, a financial bracket, and that's what made it special. We could walk down 2 doors, ask for eggs. You have any sugar? People would knock on our door all the time. So, and my mom, she tried her best, because one thing, we took God with us. So even the days that we didn't have, God always opened up doors. And that was in Ohio. And then we moved to Youngstown, Ohio, which is right outside of Cleveland. It's right next door to Cleveland. Went to elementary school there. And it was just the fact that I think what I saw growing up north, I saw the seasons change. I saw the mood that people were getting when the season would change. Like, I could go outside, I could tell by the smell of cooking it was Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. The trees, the type of sky, when it starts to get cold, when in winter, and then the green leaves would turn brown, or golden brown or whatever, and they'll fall. And in the fall, because that's what they call it, fall, So then December, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I never dreamed of a white Christmas. I just dreamed of a Christmas I could get what I want. That's what I dreamed. Okay. It's the bottom line, man. So my thing was, when I got that, I moved to Florida in 85, Central Florida in 85. That was a major drastic change. Up in Ohio, we had white people, speak to you like they've been knowing you for years, speak to you every day, speak to you on the street. Like, if you pass somebody, hey, good afternoon, how are you doing? I'm used to that. So I come down to Florida, totally different. Nigger, I'm just being raw. And that's how I was. And even my own people didn't receive me. See, this is the thing. The project, they're a little different from Ohio. You know what I mean? You come down here, you start talking like intellectual, they beat you until the bonics start coming out. So that took me to a certain level to where I had to accept who I was, and a lot of times I kept my mouth shut. I was always an artist, and that's what it was kind of crazy because when I first started, that wasn't masculine for some people to accept. A big dude, a big young man growing. Yeah, I played sports. They knew that, but to write poetry and art, they kind of looked down on that. My peers did. You know, you never make it in that. That's nothing. You can't make no money in that. Why would you do that? Oh, you know, what is that for? They didn't even understand it. I didn't understand it because I thought if God gave me something, it would be beautiful, but it was. He showed me myself. I was dyslexic and I didn't know how. I found out I was having problems in math and I'm thinking I'm getting the wrong number. You know, I was writing the numbers backwards. And I went to my friend, he had he stayed in the hood. I went to his project and I drew Michael Jordan on, like, you know, doing a layup or whatever. I drew him on his wall and his mom said I could do it. And I wrote 23-3, I wrote it backwards. And they laughed at me. And I was like, man, you stupid. I said, man, I know what I'm doing. I just was see if y'all was paying attention. When I went home, I cried, man, it hurt so bad because I did not know that I was doing that. And I was writing the 3 backwards for so long. And nobody told me, I guess nobody looked at my, you know, work. I was getting it wrong, you know, in math, and sometimes I'll see the B backwards, you know, and I didn't even know it was a problem. I thought it was something that had to do with me. So those are the things that art has regenerated, and also art is therapeutic because it was training me. Memory, B, 3, memory. So everything started to connect. Then art is connected to music. Sometimes when I'm painting, even now, I used to listen to music as I began in my career, have it playing in the background, be up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But as you get closer to God, those words were coming into my work, and I didn't, that's not the message I wanted to convey, because I was finding myself listening to lyrics that was inspiring me to do something or paint stuff I didn't want to paint or I shouldn't paint. And it wasn't nothing too bad, but it was, you know, derogatory, but it wasn't me. You know, God, he wants every message that comes from us to be pure and true. Whether it hurts or whether, you know, it heals, it still wanted to be true. Listen, look at that picture over there. The painting is called The Sound of Music. I just got that frame, just got that back. Just imagine where you gotta be mentally to do something like that. The hummingbird is symbolic to peace, but also to, like, it's music when it flies, you know, freedom, the freedom of the flight. You see the coins that's falling from the chessboard, all of that. It's like it's showing you that we take the minimum and we can make beauty. That's what we always done. But to be at a certain place, at a certain mental and spiritual place, when you're an artist, when you're depressed, brother, sometimes that's when the best work come out, man. I don't know what that is that it's almost like you take lemons and make lemonade. That's the only best way I can, you know, but you gotta be somewhere, you gotta be spiritually connected to God. And that's your time to commune with him, because the stuff that flow through your day, that's not, you just a vessel, man. That's not, you don't belong, you don't even own that. Because if you own it, guess what? You could turn on and turn off when you want. I actually wanted to get a commission to, been fighting the county for years to, hey, look at me, I'm over here. I know this guy, the guy you just gave the commission to. I've been here a little longer. And got, you know how you sit in the class, got your hand up and the teacher goes like this, oh, you over there and your hand's up over here? I felt like that was me. So what happened, they had the county, they had a bid, you can go out there with different, 5 different companies. They hired 5 different companies to restore all the art from 1960 something to modern day. If the art was dilapidated, rusty, whatever. I fixed mosaic tiles, mosaic tile floors, sculptures, 20, 30 feet, 30-foot sculptures. I fixed, restored murals. I restored Purvis Young mural that was on a library in Overtown and Gibson Park. I restored St. Agnes 100-year-old altar. The Bahamian altar in St. Agnes, that altar was shipped in pieces. I found that out. So it's amazing, man, what you know. But I restored a lot. But I think what got me into it, I was actually going for a commission and trying to go through the back door, and ended up, well, we may not give you a commission, but can you fix these? So that still was wise for me to do that, because God still allowed me to go through the front door and have to go through no window and then get caught on the roof. But I was allowed to go through the front door and to meet the people, get closer to the people that knew about how to get a commission. And I tried. I got denied so many times. I looked online, I started laughing because I remember those days. It says, because I have a portal, denied, yeah. And I felt bad because a lot of us, a lot of African-American artists, we go through that. And there's some that was here, waited it out and died and never got commissions, man. And I really thought they were qualified. And I think the stick-to-itiveness, what God put inside me, I knew that was a part of me in art. So I had to be unconquered when it comes down to saying no. I'm the type of person, you could tell me no forever and you'll see me forever. You're gonna have to tell me no a million times, but you're gonna have to show me and prove to me why it's a no. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm not gonna lay down. I'll lay down for nobody. Home Depot used to have the little videos before YouTube was out. Yes, because I was starving. Brother, I was putting in toilets. I was watching 5-minute videos to know how to put in toilets, how to fix tile. And then my brother, my oldest brother, he was into that too. So listen, the more you know, the less you'll starve. And at the time I was working for Brand Scaffold when I first came out here in 2001, and I got laid off. So I went to Home Depot, and what I would do, this is crazy, I'll go to Home Depot and I would stand in the the paint section where they had little videos. I was watching the videos, and then I said, ma'am, you need any help? Oh yes, I was just trying to, do you work on stuff? Could you put in toilets? I was like, yes, I can. I said, when do you need it? So she said, I said, ma'am, give me until Friday. So she didn't even know. I met her on Tuesday, but Wednesday and Thursday I was watching the videos. This is before YouTube. So yeah, that's how I learned to put in toilets, and I worked on brakes. I used to work on cars, put alternators in, just like the basics, radiators, all that. Ma'am, I said, look, if you order the parts, I'll put them in. Had no idea. I used to go to AutoZone and ask the people, the workers there, how to, because they have videos too, but to ask them, where could I used to get whoever car that I was working on, I'll get the book and ask and borrow the book for the parts, and it tells you how to do it. Man, listen, if you want to eat, if you don't want to rob nobody, hurt nobody, whatever, God always provides a way where you can sustain yourself. And a few times, when they ask me, like if somebody asked me, Addonis, are you an astronaut? No, I'm not an astronaut, but I can be. And that's not a lie, because I believe I can do anything, you know what I mean? And that's where art comes in. What people forget is the same thing you do and what I do. What people forget is that art, what comes with art is prophecy. What comes with art is that each blank canvas, there's nothing there. But you have an attribute of God because he does what? Create. Well, that's pretty tough. I don't go anywhere. I say wherever my kids are. Yeah. Yep. Movie. Because I listen to like a lot of instrumentals, and there's stuff that I created too. I listen to my own instrumentals. But it's I say artists. I don't have I really don't. I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Both. I could be both. I could be both. Whatever the circuit, whatever the call of duty. Listen, it's a weird thing. I hate it when I was a kid, getting up early, going to school and all that. The weird thing is that what I learned as I got older, because I have to get rest now because of my illness or whatever I had. But what I noticed that I could get so much stuff done before. This is what the Army says, and I said, I hated that commercial. I just hated it. But I ended up that was true. Yeah, man, it was amazing. Medium.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you see all these paintings on here, brother. Have you ever painted a kitchen and a bathroom? Yeah. Okay. I use house paint, man. I don't use oil or nothing. My whole career has been using house paint. Yes, house paint. So, yeah.
Favorite color?
Oh man, come on, brother. It's blue. Yes. You should have known. You should have looked in there. Yeah. Blue is everywhere. I think Norman Rockwell, Salvador Dali. These they have distinct styles. Ernie Barnes and Kevin Wack Williams. He's of our time. He's a good friend of mine, but his stuff is all over the United States, all over the world.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Tea. I don't drink coffee. Never did.
No, me. Okay.
It's a quote that I live by, man. Well, it's from the Bible. It says, the tree by the fruit it bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. If you weren't an artist,
Okay.
what do you think you'd be doing?
Arrested. No, I'm joking. Oh, sorry. That was stuck. I wanted to be, this is crazy. I wanted to be an attorney or a doctor. Cause I just like helping people and helping kids too. You know what I mean? And I never wanted to see them harm. I remember certain scenarios when I was a kid. It'd have been cool if I had somebody at that time. You know what I mean? Like, hey, young man, it's gonna be okay. He's gonna worry about it. I see myself, man. I help between me and God. I ain't gotta prove nothing, say nothing. I help so many kids now. I help so many people. It's like I forget about. I like something that steps outside of myself, and I get gratification to where it's almost like God is paying me with joy and peace. It's a feeling I can't even begin to tell you. It's just so much blessing in that. And if I was not a painter, I would probably be probably CEO at a nonprofit. I mean, I got a nonprofit, I have 2 businesses and, a nonprofit. But I would probably be helping kids some type of way. Whatever it is with helping children, like me. Yep.
So now you've gotten a little taste of the genius mind of Addonis Parker. He still has so much art to create, and as he shared, his inspiration comes from the Lord. I hope you've enjoyed this segment, and if you've made it this far, go ahead and like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel for more ordinary people doing extraordinary things.